I encourage you to open your mind and just think about some of the things I'm going to talk about, because we're going to be doing more about geometry than actually trimming a horse's foot. And that sometimes, you know, tradition has held us into a capsule. And I'll say this, I have a respect for tradition, but I have a passion for the truth. And I believe what I'm going to talk to you about today is the truth. I'm going to show you ways to, you know, improve the health of your horse's foot. And in improving the health of the foot, you're going to also improve his performance. You're going to probably add years to his life by doing some of the simple things that I'm going to talk to you about today. And the neat thing about it is that they're very simple. And if you will just, you know, be a little bit open-minded and hang with me, because the first few times I heard these concepts, I was a little bit skeptical myself. But as I began to open my mind and understand them, I got more and more, you know, excited about the possibilities of them. For just trimming the horse's foot, the only tools you're really going to need are a good rasp and a good hoof knife, and possibly a hoof pick to clean the feet out with. Wouldn't hurt to have a pair of nippers. You don't have to have the top of the line nippers to do just foot trimming, but some type of a high quality nipper is going to be beneficial. Your nippers will need to be fairly thin up here so that they go through the foot real easily. Otherwise it'll be too much work for you. But anyway, this is an optional tool in foot trimming. And in fact, I would encourage you to use this less and use the rasp more, because you're going to make less mistakes with a rasp than you will with these nippers. These nippers have the ability to make a big old deep cut that you might not necessarily want to cut. The rasp, you're going to get there slower, and it's going to be a lot safer and a lot better for the horse. Let me talk for a minute about conflicting forces. And let me move his colt around. We've got him tied in here now, and I would encourage you to, on the heels of our horse handling part that was in the beginning of this, go ahead and do your trimming out there where they're loose. They're going to be more comfortable than they will be tied up. But for the purposes of showing you about what we're trimming here, we've moved in here to the shoeing room, and I've got him tied up. So he's probably not going to be as comfortable as he was tied as he was out there loose. So if they get too uncomfortable, we might have to go back out and work some more in his mind. But the conflicting forces that I'm talking about that we're dealing with are the hoof wall. We've got movement of the horse. We've got the weight of the horse. We've got the tendons and muscle. And they all work against one another. You see, the weight of the horse is continuously trying to fall down through the hoof itself. The hoof wall on the outside, from the ground is trying to push the hoof wall up. And you can see that in these horses' feet here. If I can get him to move on the side. The outward appearance of the hoof itself will give you a pretty good idea of what's going on with the bones on the inside of the foot. See that foot comes down to about right there, fairly straight, and from that point down to the ground you see there's a dish in there. Well, what has caused that is the movement of the horse, and the hoof wall on the ground is continuously reshaping that foot. So we have a continuing conflict with those forces at work continuously. And so, what do? If you notice in this concrete that there are spaces in this floor with gaps between them. And if the person that poured that concrete in here had not put those gaps in there, as time went by and the ground settled, there would be cracks all over this concrete. But because of those gaps, those spaces that were put in there, those places for the concrete to expand and contract, the floor now doesn't have a crack in it.